everybody, welcome back to Mini Motorways. I hope you're having a good one because it is, what day is it? It's the 2nd of August 2021. This video is going out a fair bit later than that, but it's a Monday, which means we have a new weekly challenge in Mini Motorways as well as a new daily challenge. Let's take a look at the weekly challenge in this video, and then in the next one, we'll tackle the daily. So we're going to be dealing with Tokyo, and the challenge here is that we are going to start with all 9 motorways. Some colors of destinations are always going to be circles, so skyscrapers, and we're going to start with 4 traffic lights. That's actually pretty good. All 9 motorways is a big deal because basically connecting everything is going to be really easy. Nothing is going to need to overlap, so I imagine the high scores on this weekly challenge are gonna be nuts. I mean, aside from the prick at the top of the leaderboard that's obviously cheated. So this is it. This is Tokyo. We're gonna get started. Just a simple little connection to that light blue skyscraper, which means we should see a few more of these light blue houses pop up in no time at all, which we're absolutely seeing. That's fine. I think skyscrapers, if I remember right, you generally want something like 3 houses for every skyscraper. So that right there is a perfect little start. And then we have a pink house and a pink shop, which is just normal. I think a shop can be dealt with by 1 house, but we have 2, so we'll just connect something like this, nice and simple. Haven't looked at the bottom yet. This is a nice start. I could get used to this. This is spoiling me. 9 motorways, 4 sets of traffic lights, and 2 bridges with 13 road tiles left. That's too much. It's too much, Mini Motorways. You're treating me too nicely here. And that's worrying because this is probably going to be so much more difficult than I'm giving it credit for. I'm looking at the 9 motorways and I'm thinking, no problem. I guarantee this is going to turn into just chaos. But at the end of week 1, I've got nothing to complain about. We can get a new roundabout or more bridges. I'm going to go for the roundabout because we have 2 bridges available. And a roundabout here is actually probably going to be pretty useful. So let's do something like this. Let's throw a roundabout just on there, take you out and do that. And that should be fine. That'll be a nice little connection for those 2 shops. We'll go ahead and maybe turn the houses around a little bit, maybe try and do something interesting with them. We don't need to go too crazy with this, but we'll just do something like that. And maybe something like that. Something nice and easy so the houses can kind of all, you know, go about their business, do their thing, get to the shops, whatever they gotta do. A nice, relaxing start for what I'm still certain is gonna end up being a nightmare. And we have another light blue skyscraper. Okay, let's pause and take a look at this because 2 skyscrapers is a lot to work with. We can't go underneath it, so we're gonna have to go through this gap. So I'm gonna build a road in there right away because I don't want to risk anything blocking that little space. I'm also going to turn these guys around and I'm going to turn you to face sort of that way because I want to see if I can get away with 2 houses per skyscraper. It's going to give me more. It's going to throw more houses at me. It's got 1 right up at the top, which is useless right now. Actually, no, it's not useless. I can do that with it. And I can connect those 2 together as well if I really wanted to as well. But I want to see if I can get away with 2 houses. We're going to see what happens and see if 2 houses can actually support 2 different skyscrapers, or 2 houses per skyscraper is what I mean. Because if they can, then that's going to be really useful for later on. Because here's the thing. Every time I play this, I'm trying to learn something. I'm actually genuinely trying to learn something. So I want to figure out, you know, how many houses is ideal per skyscraper? How many houses is ideal per regular destination, per shop? So it seems like 2 houses per skyscraper is fine, which makes me think that maybe 1 house per shop is fine, but I would imagine it's also based on distance. So 2 houses close to a skyscraper is fine, but then the further away you go, the more you're gonna need. So I don't know. I might be wrong in that assumption, but oh man. Okay. This is where those motorways are gonna start coming in kind of useful, isn't it? Let's do that. And let's just do a straight shot motorway straight across the bottom of the map there. And that's fine. We've got the houses going out. We got the motorway. This is what they're for. This is why this is potentially going to be misleading in me thinking it's going to be easy. I think it will be. I could be wrong. But we're now done with week 3, so do I want more bridges? Do I want roundabouts? I'm kind of thinking roundabout. I don't think I need it right now, but I still have 2 bridges available. I could have used the 2 bridges that we had, because obviously I could have just run a normal road across the bottom there, but using a motorway seemed like the better idea, so that's what I did. We are seeing a couple more blue houses pop up at the top there, which has me a little bit curious about what's going to happen, but it does seem like the 2... Well, actually, I'm saying that the 2 houses per skyscraper is working. It's looking like this lower one is actually starting to have a little bit of trouble. So let's pause for a second and let's see what we can do. We have a lot of map space to play with right now. So let's maybe... I don't want to connect across the top there. That seems completely unnecessary. What I could do, though, is take out that road. And I could put a roundabout. I can actually put a roundabout right there, which is maybe a little bit silly. But what I'm thinking is I can do that. So yes, the traffic's crossing over each other, and I don't need to have traffic crossing over each other, but they're going in completely different directions. Blue is going from top to bottom. Pink is going from left to right. So my think is that that should be okay, and that I think we can make that work. So that's going to put 3 blue houses on that lower skyscraper, with this one in here having the option of getting more, so I could do that if I wanted to. I don't know if I want to do that, but we'll do that and see how it plays out and see how it goes. We've got the houses from the top starting to come down here, so we'll see what that does in terms of traffic. If it becomes a bit of a problem, we'll connect up more. But as it stands right now, I'm not too worried about it, and I'm not too worried about this new building either, because I can just do that. So we're kind of okay right now. We still only have 3 colors as well, so not a whole lot to worry about. That might be famous last words. That really might be famous last words, but not a lot to worry about right now. End of week 4, I'm thinking more roundabout, I'm thinking more road tiles. I've barely used any road tiles. I'm sitting on 67 of them, which is pretty considerable. And that right there is going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's connect you and connect you. And for some reason, we have a blue building right down at the bottom of the map as well. That's interesting. Hello. That's fine, though, because here's the thing. We can do a really neat motorway back and forth there, which I'm okay with. I'm totally okay with that. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm thinking that those 2 blue houses might be okay to deal with that skyscraper. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to connect this bottom one into the mix, but I'm just going to kind of leave things be and see how things go for the time being. I'm also thinking I'm going to ever so slightly just adjust those roads so that everything's properly connected there, because it looks like we're getting quite a few of these white houses. So, oh my God, we're getting so many of them. I kind of need I need the motorway back. There we go. And then we can connect you there. We can do this, I guess. We can do that as well. We can send out so many of these white cars. We also have a pink skyscraper and a yellow building popping up as well. Oh my God. There's a lot going on right now. Let's change this layout down here a little bit so it's neater. Let's just bring this guy in here as well, because I think that might be a pretty good idea, just to help with that building at the bottom. We have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the pink houses supporting this shop and this skyscraper. That might not be enough. That really might not be enough. We might need more than that. So let's see what starts happening with the pink buildings, and let's see where else they start popping up before we start making some long-term decisions. Although we do need to do something about the yellow here. So let's do a motorway that just goes plain and simple at that kind of angle there. We'll connect it like that. That looks all right to me. And that should support that building nicely. And this is why I waited to see what would happen with these pink buildings, because we got another one in here to support that. I realized that's not what I was waiting for. We have a lot of these pink buildings supporting that lower building. We don't need that many. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is bring a road off of this motorway and down like this. I think we'll bring it down a little bit. We'll go like No, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's fine. And then I'm going to just bring a motorway straight down here at a bit of an angle, which is what I'm wanting to do there. And then basically I'm going to disconnect these houses from the bottom because they're not really being used too much. And that should then support, hopefully, the pink skyscraper. And then we should be fine. So it's a bit of chaos. It's very chaotic with all these motorways. But this is kind of what I wanted it to be with these motorways. I wanted it to be chaotic because right now there's minimal overlap. There doesn't seem to be a major problem with traffic. So far, so good. Oh, we just had a lot of things happen in quick succession. Let's pause real quick because we have a dark blue building that's just popped up next to the white skyscraper. And this pink building down at the bottom of the map has just turned into a skyscraper as well. That's going to need a lot of support. And that's a little bit of a concern because we don't necessarily have a lot of support for it. Now, I can do that kind of thing. We can do a couple of staggered intersections down there at the bottom, and that will hopefully get a bit of support from the rest of the pink buildings. But what I'm sort of thinking is that maybe just doing some kind of motorway would actually be a bit of a better idea. So if I went in with this and ran that straight down to there, that's going to support that pink skyscraper as well. It's not going to interfere with any of the blue buildings, which is great. As for this guy over here, I'm just going to go plain and simple and do a normal bridge because it's a bit of a short distance and that'll work out kind of nicely. It keeps everything relatively separated. We're not going to have these dark blue buildings or dark blue cars going and interfering with the white cars or any of the other ones either. So this is so far so good. That's a problem. Well, it's not a problem. Give me a roundabout and let's go to town with this. So we have 78 road tiles right now. That's more than I've ever had in this game. All I'm going to do is this kind of thing. Because right now, the blue skyscraper in the top left is being dealt with by 2 houses. So this one at the bottom can probably be dealt with by 2 houses. Although I'm thinking, and I said this earlier in the video, that distance is probably going to be a problem. So we probably do want to connect this guy. Even if that is a bit of a ridiculous distance for that, for those vehicles to cover, just as a bit of a backup, you know, just as something that's like, hey, if this fails, then these cars are here as well, which they might need to be. In fact, they do need to be. So they're heading out already. And that'll keep that guy at the bottom sorted. He'll be fine. Everything should work out. I could do a motorway there, but I don't think we need to, at least not yet. I get the feeling that area is going to build up because we have a lot of map space that hasn't built up yet. So there's probably going to be something in the bottom left. There it is. And then something kind of in that space too. Now, this bottom left thing is fine because I can just do that. And I think that'll be okay. I don't think that's going to be the end of the world because the thing is, we have a lot of white houses in the top left there. They can basically split themselves between bottom left and top right of the map, and I think that'll be fine. What I would like to do is change a little bit of this just to see if we can take some vehicles off of that main road. So we're going to do something like that just to stagger those intersections that a little bit further. And I think what I'll also do is actually connect these guys a little bit further down so they're almost dedicated to the skyscraper at the bottom left. I think that would be a bit of a good idea. And then you guys can sort of have that kind of thing going on. You can have that kind of thing going on. You can connect up there. And that should be fine. I'm not really too worried about that, although I'm slightly losing track of what's going on here. We've just got a light purple building at the top of the map. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I don't think we need it. Although, was this light purple thing in the middle always a skyscraper, or did it just upgrade? You know what? It doesn't matter. It's fine. We've got those guys at the top. I think this guy must have just upgraded, but that's fine. I think those 3 houses should be fine with the motorway connection, so we're okay there. We did just get thrown a new blue skyscraper right in the middle of everything. That's a bit of a worry. That is a bit of a worry. That is a bit of a problem. I can connect it to this existing network right here if I really want to. And I can throw a roundabout in there if I really want to. I don't know that I really want to, though. because I get the feeling that wouldn't be a good idea. I'm going to do it for now. But I get the feeling we're going to need a motorway in there, and I'm slightly tempted to connect it sort of over here. So build that section of road, take that guy out, and do something like this, which might work. That might be okay. We'll give that a test and see what ends up happening. It is going to split these vehicles down here a little bit, and we've got yellow up at the top there as well. That's actually not the end of the world, because we can just connect through with all the existing sort of yellow that's going on there. So we'll just do that sort of thing. We get more light purple popping up over this way. I think that's okay. More yellow popping up in the island. That's okay. More light purple at the top of the map. That's okay, I guess. More light purple at the top of the map. I think it's starting to try and tell me something, but I think that'll be okay. More light purple down there as well. Okay. I am noticing that I think we might be stretching ourselves a little bit thin with this this blue here. I do think we might be stretching ourselves a little bit thin. I don't know if the number of cars that we have can kind of keep up with it. We did get another new blue house down here though, and we got a dark blue up there. That's lovely. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem, but it can be dealt with, right? So what we can do with that dark blue at the top of the map is motorway from there at kind of a nice angle and just go like that, and that will connect it up nicely. That's no problem. We have 2 motorways left, which is a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a little bit aware of the fact that we are starting to run out of them, but I think we'll manage. What just oh, you were having problems. I never noticed you. That's why it's oh my god, that's why it's throwing so many of those at me. Okay. Right. Right. That does complicate things quite a bit. Okay. So we need blue kind of going up from there. So I'm gonna move that motorway. And then I really need to get more of the light purple connected here. So what I'm thinking we do is we can run a motorway, or I can get a little bit cheeky with some roads kind of coming down underneath here, which I think is what I'm going to have to do. Then I'm going to connect these guys, and I'm going to hope for the best is what I'm going to do. Hopefully we can get enough vehicles over there to stop that timer. I can't believe I missed that. I really can't believe I missed that. I'll tell you what we're going to do as well. We're actually going to run another motorway there just as a temporary thing, because I think we need to. I really do. I think we need more purple vehicles going down there to solve that problem. Otherwise, that building is going to cause us to fail. So, going to be a bit of a traffic jam down there for now, but that's okay. That's totally okay. We're dealing with the issue. The skyscraper is going to have some problems too, but I'm hoping that we can deal with that as well. I don't think I've missed anything else popping up right now. I think the blue is just about dealing with itself there, which is okay. More white in the top left. This is starting to get really chaotic, man. It's getting really, really chaotic. But I think we've managed to avoid a bit of a crisis, to be honest. I think we've managed to avoid it a little bit. We almost failed. That was almost a complete failure, and I wouldn't have been pleased if it was. So we're doing okay. I can take a breath. I'm gonna take another roundabout, and I'm gonna pause because I'm noticing that the white buildings are starting to run into some problems, and I'm not sure why, because we have a lot of white houses in the top left here. So I'm really not sure why they're running into so many issues. There should be enough vehicles. There's more than enough vehicles to deal with this. I'm wondering if it's not a motorway thing. It's maybe a density thing of the white houses, or it's something I don't really know. I'm going to run a road up like that though and see if that changes anything at all. But what I'm noticing is this one on the right, for example, is about to get a timer. It's about, there we go. It's just hit a timer. It's having issues. We've got another white skyscraper in the bottom right, which is kind of a problem. But I mean, dealing with that is essentially as simple as running a motorway from the top right of the map down to there. which I'm not thrilled about doing, but it's probably my only choice. That looks like a nice straight line there, doesn't it? It doesn't need to be a nice straight line, but I kind of want it to be one. So we'll bring this down and across, and that will deal with this guy. I'm just trying to work out why these white buildings are having these problems, because it is kind of strange to me that they're running into these issues. We have a lot of them. We have more than enough of them. It's just that they don't seem to be playing nicely with each other right now. I guess we'll find out what happens is what we'll do. We'll go ahead and get that guy connected at the bottom. We got another white house in here, so we'll connect you. We get more blue here. We get more dark blue in the top right. We got more white over here again. And looking at it, it looks like it's starting to ease up a little bit. It looks like the issues are starting to kind of go away a little bit. So that's good. That's always a plus. That's always what you want to see. I'm kind of hoping I can get above 2,000 on my score here. It's a little sketchy right now, but I'm hoping I can get above 2,000. That would be really nice. End of week 10, let's take a roundabout. Seems like a pretty good bet to have one of those. We get more pink down in the bottom left as well, which is actually a bit of a worry, I'm not gonna lie, because now what we need to do is we need to connect. We're gonna need a roundabout, I think. I think we're gonna have to put a roundabout like here or on that corner or something like that. And we're gonna have to connect some of these pink buildings around a little bit. So we'll do something like that. We'll bring you out sort of there. And I don't know how nicely that's gonna play with everything. That might be a disaster. It really might be, but I think it's about the only choice we have, because most of the, I mean, that's going to bring vehicles from here. It's also going to bring vehicles from sort of up in that mess. So we'll see how that goes. It could be, this could be the beginning of the end. This could be the beginning of a complete disaster. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to see what happens. This guy up here just turned into a skyscraper and is starting to have some problems. So let's play nicely here. Let's just connect. We have a lot of road tiles, right? So let's just run a road sort of down like this. I could do a bridge, actually. I don't have room at the top of the map, though. But if I took these guys out, I could have room at the top of the map, because what I could do is something really sneaky like this, you know, and that might actually help with that building. I'm wondering if it will, or if it will just do absolutely nothing, but I'm hoping that it will. I also have more bridges, so I can connect this guy too. So let's disconnect you, and let's run a bridge. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is where another motorway would come in really useful. I'm not going to lie. This is 100% where another motorway would come in really, really useful. What I want to try and do is a bridge like that. We'll bring it over and bring this guy down a bit like that. So that sort of connects nicely. That'll give that guy a connection, which is fine. I don't think I've missed anything else at the minute. So yellow is okay. Blue is doing okay. This dark blue at the top is having problems, but I think the connection I've just done up here will be fine. That white tower in the middle is not what I wanted to see right now. That is not what I wanted to see right now, because all of the white houses are on the far left of the map, and I don't have a motorway. I don't have a motorway to connect it right now. So I don't have roads to connect it either. I mean, I could, if I can get some road tiles, but it's only Thursday. If I could get some road tiles, I could, you know, connect it up in there, which is going to be a disaster for traffic. But I think that's maybe what I'm going to have to do. That road there is getting used. That road is getting used. I got some roads from there, though. So let's try moving this guy. Try bringing you up there. I can't connect that until the roads are gone. I kind of need that motorway to go. That's a new skyscraper up there as well. I don't know if I'm going to manage over 2,000 on this. I don't know that we're going to hit that score of 2,000 commutes here, which I'm a little nervous about, but We'll find out. I need that motorway back, though. I need it back right now. There we go. So you connect there. You connect there. That'll give us another connection. I need something to connect all this yellow to the top there, which it's almost the end of the week. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to connect some of these guys like this. And then if I have the road tiles, I can connect them up at the top there as well. That's not getting used right now. So let's do that. And that'll let some of those yellow vehicles go and deal with the skyscraper. And then hopefully we can manage this. We should have a lot of white vehicles coming over here to deal with these two skyscrapers. I'm kind of needing those road tiles. I'm kind of going to connect you guys. And, man, that's going to be a lot of white vehicles. That is going to be a lot of white vehicles. Let's disconnect that section of road for a second and push all of them around. Right, so push every single one of them around. Give me a roundabout there. Give me no intersection there. This might be a terrible idea. This really might be a terrible idea, but I'm gonna bank on this because I'm thinking if I push them all kind of around, they all hit the roundabout and they just zoom across that motorway, right? That's the hope. That's the idea of what I need them to do is just sort of hit that motorway and get going. I don't know if we can save this. It might be too late. But there's a lot of white cars trying to get over there. Light blue is struggling here. Light blue is struggling there because I've got no connection to it. I don't think I can fix that. Well, actually I can. I can fix that. But it's gonna have to. I didn't want to get rid of that motorway. It's gonna have to be like this, right? A weird sort of snaking bridge thing like that, and then the motorway for that guy at the top needs to connect there. But I've just completely cut that off, so that's gonna be bad. I don't think we can save that light blue building. I think light blue is what's gonna sink me. And I think it's too late to save it. We did get over 2,000 journeys though. We did. We get 80 days, 2,011 commuters. That'll do. That's I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed that I didn't notice that. I wasn't paying enough attention. But, you know, I gotta be honest, that was fun. That was a really fun weekly challenge, and I hope that some of you got to try it out when it was available. Like I said at the start, this video is going out a bit later than, you know, when it's recorded, so it could be a while, but this was fun. I would like to see more weekly challenges like this. That's like, hey, here's all the tools you need to just create chaos, because that's what this is. And it's fun. I like this a lot. So, a score of 2,011 commuters will put me at 673rd on the global leaderboard. Honestly, I'll take it. That's not bad at all. Thanks for watching, everybody. That is going to do us for this episode of Mini Motorways. There will be a link in the video description to check out the game for yourself if you haven't already. I do highly recommend it. And while you're down there, if you're new around here, do consider subscribing. And if you liked the video, like it, leave a comment, do all that good stuff. If you disliked it, then leave a comment and tell me why. Because I'm curious and always willing to learn and all of that good stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.